What's up, y'all? This is Rom with yet another smartphone couch video. Yeah, and real quick, this is an Android. Man, iPhones, they keep changing every year. You buy the iPhone 14, next year it'll be the 15. I'm like, shit, I'll just get this Android. It lasts a while. Anyway, right? Never had approach anxiety. Never had approach anxiety. And I'm going to tell you what. This was inspired by a comment on my video this morning. Too many men defeat themselves. A commenter said, not having approach anxiety is like a superpower. And I was like, my answer was like, no. I said my lust was greater than my fear. And just thinking about it, I've never had that, really. Never. And there's 3 levels to what I'm about to talk about. First level's personal, second level's cultural, and third level's metaphysical. Like on the first level, just on a personal basis, I've never been afraid to approach a woman. My mother, rest her soul, used to clown me. She used to clown me because she said when we were living out in San Diego, I'd be about 2 years old or, walking and everything. And we had this white woman live next door to us. She said I used to go knock on her door with a daisy and be like, here. And I never had, because when I think about it, shit, I would just approach. I remember one approach when I was 6 years old. And this was purely on some game. Because, like in my class, I was in Southeast DC. And, was it Southeast? I don't know. It was when I was young, 6 years old. Yeah, 6 years old. We had at Ketchum Elementary School. We had a special day. Guess it was supposed to be like a party or something. And everybody would bring their lunch and soda and something to eat. Well, okay, so we there, and it was supposed to be like a mixer or something like that. And I had a soda and I drank it early. And I needed a soda. I was like, shit. And I noticed this one little girl bought 2 sodas. So I was like, shoot. So, and nobody else was mixing, so I walked over to the little girl like, hey, how you doing? But she didn't give me the soda. She had it for somebody else. But it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. And, just coming up, I ain't have a problem. I ain't have a problem with it. Never really did. And even like when I went to high school, I went to Archbishop Carroll, it was an all-boy high school. So the only way to meet women was outside. It wasn't like a regular high school, you could stalk her for a couple weeks. Yeah, I said stalk, because how they be looking at her like, how some guys be in these, oh, she's so pretty, and fantasizing, passing notes, doing some goofy stuff. Shoot. And this was anybody who went to an all-male school, especially at Carroll. We had a reputation for being players. But you had to. See, when you in school or something, you could take your time or you could be shy, all that. Shoot. When you left the school, if you saw a girl in the street, you had to what we call book her, which means we ain't had the smartphones. We had like the little black books. Book her just mean get her phone number for your black book. So you had to book her on the spot. you could draw anything out. You had to book her. In fact, I had a big skill back in high school. I can remember a woman's number. All she had to do was say it, because I remember I was at this party, dancing with this girl, we talking. And I said, okay, well, what's your phone number? And she shot it real quick. I said, wait, hold on. I got a piece of paper out, a pen and paper. And she said, never mind. I don't want to give it to you now. And I was just like, at the time, I didn't know what was up. Looking back, I was like, nah, she probably would have gave me a fake anyway. But after she did that, I started getting to the point I can memorize a number. So it got to the point I'd be at a party or something with my boys or at the go-go, and, they meet a woman with a girl. They wouldn't even take her number either. They bring her over to me and say, yeah, this is my friend Romuald. They didn't call me Romuald or Romil. Romuald. They used to call me Romuald. Yet another nickname. Had so many. Romy. Romule. Like some guys from my high school still call me Rom Wills. They say, hey, tell Rom Wills your number. I was like, okay, I got it. Then when they got a chance to write it down, they said, all right, Rom Wills, what's her number? Give it to them, boom. I think I got a couple marriages out of that. Anyway, it was just, you had to. And shit. And the thing is, there was no approach anxiety by me. In fact, my biggest problem was I came too hard. Ron was like a rhino. Ron was like a straight rhino. I mean, I remember my freshman year in college, a senior brother had to take me to the side and say, Ron, you coming on too hard. I had some girls saying that. They were like, you know what, you don't have to try so hard. Seriously, I was like full speed ahead. It was no thing. The thing I didn't have approach anxiety. The only thing I liked was just technique. And, you know, I know some people be like, well, Rom, you ain't big on approach now and letting them approach. Yeah, because that's what I had to learn. I was coming on too strong. That wasn't the problem, the anxiety. It was like, boom, full speed ahead. And, you know, I was like, I started pulling back and everything. But some I even said in Nice Guys and Players, you know, because I talk about women choosing the men and everything and, you know, see what they doing, you know. And I know some people go against choosing signals, but my lean is more towards it, or at least sitting back chilling. I would say my style is more like a panther. I just sit there and chill and then like a sniper know when to do something. But even in my book, and I've said before, the thing I developed, I would only approach if the woman was so fine. I would say damn, or someone. If I look at a woman, I'm like, God damn. Hey, how you doing? Like zero approach. The only thing I just changed, because a lot of guys be approaching. A lot of guys honestly just be approaching every woman. See, if you just approach that, you know, a woman who's just that fine, just come, especially if she's attractive. A lot of guys get stupid. You cool and calm. Hey, how you doing? You gotta think, because contrary to popular belief, the beautiful ones, the women who evoke the word damn, really don't get approached. Too many guys scared. So you go up cool and calm, and especially give off the vibe you don't do it often. Boom. I've had some good girlfriends, and really even just some good friends just doing that, because it actually worked. But I ain't big on it personally. I'm not big on it. But you still gotta. It's still not a problem. And you know, that's on one level. Now I say there's two more levels. There's the cultural level. What's the cultural level, you might say? Glad you asked. Let's be real. I'm gonna have to throw the race card out here. If you grew anybody who's been in a predominantly black community, especially if it's working class or lower, no, approach anxiety ain't a big deal. Yeah, you're gonna have some guys that might have it or something. And I'll get more into that when I get into the metaphysical part, the psychological part. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. I ain't stepping on anybody's spiritual beliefs. But culturally, you just had game. Like, I'm gonna call out some shit. Since I'm bringing up the racial part, whenever I see somebody acting like PUA's invented game, I know they don't know shit. It's some bullshit. What people call game, or talking to women, or having that rap, as we used to say, been in the black community since the 18th century, 19th century, probably since the 18th. That's always been a part of the community. You grow up in like some predominantly black areas, especially, like I said, working class or lower, even some middle class areas. You would expect to have some game, and it ain't some like back in the day thing. It's still the thing, seriously. And all it was just how you approach women, how you talk to women, your bait. You had to have some type of drip. In fact, the kids still got it. You look at those smash or pass videos. Mostly like 99% black young men. What they got? They got the drip, all that stuff fixed up and everything. They got to have that rap, or the conversation, or the mouthpiece. And then, you know, the environment is important. And then, well, the sex part, they ain't gonna show that. But hey, smash or pass, the women were letting them know. So, you know, that could lead to further things. But that was always a part of the culture. Because People acting like some. Look, I'm gonna just be real. You can call me racist or whatever. Acting like some white boys invented some shit. Bullshit. They stole from us. I'm just be real. It was always there. So it wasn't even like what I was doing. Cause I was actually especially in high school back in those days, I was a cool Bama. And a Bama in the DC parlance, me kind of on the nerdy thing. Proud of it. But even the nerds had to have some type of game. Be able to talk to a woman. They still had to be able to talk. You know? And it was just normal. Yeah, you had some guys had some problems, but they were the norm. Like if you had any of the cultures, you always had those guys couldn't do anything, but it was normal otherwise. It wasn't even seen as a big deal. You know, use the term spitting game or whatever. It's always a part of the culture. And indeed, anybody who hung out around that culture picked it up. Like there was met plenty of white boys, Asians, Hispanic dudes who might have been around that culture. In fact, I believe just from observing Hispanic communities, they got that spit. They don't care. They be driving, even around, I see that. They be driving like, they spitting. Ain't no anxiety about that shit. It's part of the culture. Part of the problem now is you got guys from predominantly middle class cultures where they ain't hanging out, don't gotta have that aggressiveness. Especially when you dealing with women from the cultures. In fact, I've seen some guys, some trailer park type of guys, white guys, they got that spit too. So maybe it's more of a class thing there, but it's definitely a culture. Ain't no anxiety. Yeah, you might can find someone who have it, but they definitely in the minority. But then, even beyond the racial thing, cultural thing, class thing, you get into the more metaphysical aspect. Now, I've talked about, and I might have mentioned it here and there in some videos. I can't remember the exact video. I think I talked about, I'll find the video again because I've done so many videos where I talked about subconscious sexual orientations. I've talked about it before several times because you have two types. You know, I learned the term from Master Yao and Yamache Morris. Now, I always say his name. I ain't really learned game from him. I learned the deeper aspects, the Tantra and all of that. Talking about Kundalini, sacred sexuality, deeper aspects. You know, genital reflexology. Stuff like that. But one of the things he talked about, and I've only seen it one other place, he talked about the subconscious sexual orientation. You got reverent intelligentians, you got the sensual bohemians. Bohemians, they don't stifle their sex drive. They like bulls in a china shop. They don't have approach anxiety. Let me say that again. They don't have approach anxiety. So they're going to get it. And you're going to find bohemians in predominantly both lower class environments or situations, lower the class, and very upper class. Like very upper class. If you ever dealt with anybody, they don't have any brakes on what they do. And it's a subconscious thing, no sexual repression. Their biggest issue is getting the shit under control. And regardless of what they look like, they're going to be aggressive. Let's put it like this. Bohemians are sexually aggressive. And this regardless of what they look like, anything, they're going to get theirs. They're going to get theirs. If a Bohemian guy is like average looking, average body, don't have money, status, all that shit, he's still going to spit it. He's going to figure it out how to get his sex drive satisfied. That's just it. That's why in my book, Nice Guys in Place, I call them gamesmen. Because you see these guys out here, they could be looking like buns, whatever. They're gonna holler. They're gonna hump. You know, the more sophisticated they'll walk up to a woman and say, damn, girl, you got a fat ass. You got a fat ass. You know? Shoot, Miss Angel, Miss Mocha Angel, been here with me. She told me some stories about guys like approaching her, or like Hispanic and brothers, more lower class brothers be like, damn girl, you got a fat ass. But that's just that thing. And then the other side, the reverend intelligentians, they got more controls on their thing, but they also got a slight fear. It can come from religion, strict upbringing, whatever, trauma. And they're going to be the ones that have some type of anxiety. because they associate on a subconscious level. They're associating something negative with sex drive, so they're gonna hold back. And see, here's the thing: like the Bohemians don't have a problem. They don't care about rejection and shit. It's all that lust overcomes everything. That lust overcomes shit. Cause I think I said this in my book of Meeting Attractive Women. I said, shoot, the thought of a woman's big juicy legs wrapped around my back overcomes anything have to do with anything that has to do with any rejection. I'd rather just be rejected. You gotta let that lust carry you. You gotta let that lust carry you. If you got that lust, shoot. Because if you can build that, I'm going to tell you what, if you can get past any subconscious blocks, you don't need to watch these videos. You're going to figure out how they're going to satisfy that need. So shoot, you ain't going to have anxiety because you don't associate fear with sex. Shoot, you associate pleasure with sex. You're going to figure out a way. You're going to figure out a way. You're going to say, okay, this works. This is my game. So, it's like this thing is, just never had it. And it's not a superpower, though. It's not a superpower. It's not rare. See, anybody thinking it's some rare thing or something, you need to get out more. You're in the wrong environment or something because you got to see how different people act. Go to some clubs. Like when I was coming up in high school, when I was coming up teenage years, I used to go to the Go-Go in D.C. Anybody from DMV know about the Go-Go? Now, I don't know what they're doing now. Last time I saw a Go-Go band, it was at, in fact, I'm going to put a link to when I was at this, listening to this Go-Go band at this outdoor festival, Natural Hair Festival a couple years ago. It's on my IG. And you ain't going to see me, but you're going to see the camera moving because I was grooving. And the thing about the Go-Go's, and like I said, y'all can let me know. Anybody who go to Go-Go's now, let me know if they still, let a man just walk up and grab them on the ass and just grind. Because that's how it was. You could walk up to a total stranger, and start grinding on her butt. And there's been some times I'd be at the Go-Go the whole time, 2 or 3 hours just riding a woman's butt, and she don't even look back. Now, usually what they'll do, though, if they got some friends and they grinding, they might have a friend like give a yay, like thumbs up or thumbs down. Then they might pull away if they give a thumbs down. Or sometimes if it's really good, they'll turn around. In fact, I had met a girlfriend in high school that way. Went to this party, went up, because her butt was like, ugh. I went on. It felt good to her, so she turned around, and we were like linked up all night. So you had no choice but to be aggressive. But here's the thing I would say. Don't put it like some magic. It's not some magical thing. Like if you have some anxiety, you need to get to the root of why you have it. Seriously, you might have to even get into some therapy, deal with something. It's something there. Because if you have a normal sex drive, you're going to look to satisfy it. You're going to get past fear. Fear ain't going to be an issue. The biggest thing really, like I said, coming up, my biggest thing was just throwing more technique. I was crude. I was coming on like a ton of bricks. I was a rhino. So I just had to temper it. That's it. I just had to temper it. But it's not. If you look, that's why I say go out sometime. You go to a club, any place they party in. Shoot, you'll see. There's no anxiety. Shoot. You got to slow the guys down if anything. But one of the issues is, especially in this space, to be honest, mostly intelligentsia. That's the real issue. Because the intelligentsias tend to be more on that nerdy thing. Let's just be real. If you don't like it, just be real. We gotta be real. If people want to solve something, they gotta face, the reality of what's going on. And like I said, there's still a racial element to it. You go in some hoods. That's why I did a video, and some people got mad, but I said, shit, you got some people in the streets, man. They already red pill. They look at some of this stuff and say, man, that's kindergarten, man. When you in like some of these street environments, you got crazy people, you got crazy You got all sorts of shit. Trust me, what people, I'm gonna tell you, I'm just be real. A lot of what's talked about, people like say, or even the black people will say, yeah, they looking at videos, TikToks, and think that's it. Man, that's scratching the surface. When you really want to get into it, like the even game, because no disrespect to any dating coaches or anything, but I don't know if they either don't have it or they not giving it away for free. But game is very real, sophisticated. Yeah, man, that shit's at some other level. It will blow people's mind. Like I said, the guys who teaching, I don't know if they just not giving away shit for free. Because my deeper shit, I never give away for free. Say my deeper shit, you can't even pay for it. Because I said, I don't even tell people some shit. I have to know them personally, know their character. There's a lot of shit I could tell. It's, yeah, and it's something, you know what, there's one thing. I don't even see it. Even like women's nature. Everybody's so focused on, I'm just had to say this a tangent, but I need to say this. Even when you're talking about women's nature, so many guys focus on one part of it, the negative shit. And yeah, that's cool, but if you learn how to, let's put it like this, a real player knows how to tap into other stuff that he can use to, quite frankly, influence her to do things in his favor. And that's always been the real game right there. The players, they just know who their targets are. They know who the target. They know who their marks are. Just like a woman to see a guy and say, okay, this is a mark right here because he'll give up the money. A real player knows the mark who's going to give up the pussy. That's it. So, anyway though, but yeah, never had that joint. And it's not a big deal. It is what it is. It is what it is, and it's not some unique ass shit. I would say a significant part of the population is more bohemian. If I had to say, I'd say 70% of the population got some level of being essentially bohemian. Some level of it. 70%. It's the 30%. But see, too often in the 30%, they think they're the majority. Like even a lot of, man, I'm going to be real. A lot of stuff talked about online here, regardless of what it is, it's still a minority. It's still not the majority. And I'll say, I don't care, you point to anything, it's not the majority. It's a good number, but not the majority. You point to a lot of shit. All right? So anyway, though, that's it for today. I'm going to get back to watching Cobra Kai. Season 5. I was watching 5. I've already watched 5 episodes, and you know, by the time this video come out, I'll finish the other 5, man. It's a good story. I give it to him, man. That's a good ass story on many levels. You know? All they need is all they need on there though, they need a good strong brother. But you know what? That's another conversation. I ain't going to get into the representations of black men in the media. I ain't. That take me more serious. Y'all would see yet another side of Rom. I start getting into all of that. Stay tuned though. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.